Welcome to Global Catastrophes. Today, we'll dive into the chaos and power of nature, from epic sandstorms to forgotten volcanic eruptions and extreme weather phenomena in unexpected places. We'll uncover events that have left indelible marks on history, transforming entire regions and, at times, the lives of millions of people. So get ready for a journey through the most relentless forces of our planet. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. That way, you won't miss the upcoming videos on disasters, discoveries, and phenomena that challenge human understanding. Let's start with sandstorms, desert giants that turn day into night. Imagine a wall of dust kilometers high, advancing menacingly, covering everything in its path, even the sun. This impressive spectacle is not just a natural curiosity. Sandstorms can devastate entire regions with disastrous consequences for the environment and the people living there. One of the most iconic and devastating sandstorms in history was the one that hit the United States in the 1930s, a period known as the Dust Bowl. During this decade, a lethal combination of unsustainable farming practices and extreme droughts turned the fertile American plains into arid deserts, triggering dust storms that covered the entire Midwest. Imagine dust everywhere, inside homes, in people's lungs, and on destroyed crops. The dust storms of the Dust Bowl were so powerful that they reached as far as New York and Washington, D.C., covering the cities with a dark, dusty blanket. But it's not just the past that provides examples of extreme sandstorms. In Asia, every spring, sandstorms from the deserts of Mongolia and China sweep across entire nations, reaching as far as Korea and Japan. This annual phenomenon, worsened by climate change and unchecked urbanization, brings not only dust but also toxic substances that accumulate along the way. It's a powerful example of how sandstorms are a global issue, capable of threatening public health and the environment in deep and lasting ways. When we think of volcanic eruptions, Mount Vesuvius is often the first that comes to mind, with its terrible destruction of Pompeii in 79 AD. But there are other eruptions, lesser known, that have had an equally devastating impact, changing the course of history and the planet's climate conditions. Take, for example, Krakatoa, a volcano located between the islands of Java and Sumatra in Indonesia. The eruption of Krakatoa in 1883 was one of the most violent ever recorded in modern history. The sound of the eruption was so powerful that it was heard over 3,000 kilometers away. Imagine that? It's like hearing an explosion from the other side of Europe. The explosion generated a massive tsunami wave that destroyed thousands of villages and caused the death of around 36,000 people. But the eruption of Krakatoa didn't just change the landscape. The massive amounts of ash and gases released into the atmosphere caused global cooling, lowering temperatures worldwide for the following years. The people back then didn't know it, but their colder summers and damaged crops were the result of a volcano on the other side of the world. And we can't forget the eruption of Tambora, another Indonesian volcano, which in 1815 caused what became known as the Year Without a Summer. This event had a devastating impact in Europe and North America, causing famines and leading to a global food crisis. It was so intense that it even inspired artists and writers, including Mary Shelley, who is said to have created the famous novel Frankenstein during that period. Inspired by the gloomy atmosphere and the pale light of the sun, obscured by volcanic ash. Let's now move on to extreme weather phenomena, events that occur in places where we least expect them. For example, have you ever thought it could snow in the desert? Yes, you heard right, it really happened, and it happened right in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is one of the hottest and driest places on Earth, with temperatures that can reach up to 50 degrees Celsius. However, in 2018, something unexpected struck the region, a snowfall. The city of Ain Sefra, known as the gateway to the Sahara in Algeria was covered by a layer of snow. Images of the red desert dotted with dunes and rocks covered in white snow went viral worldwide, leaving everyone speechless. But how is this possible? The phenomenon can be explained by a rare meeting of cold air from Europe and the warm currents of the Sahara. The interaction between these air masses caused a temperature so low that it allowed snow to form in the desert. These episodes of snow in the Sahara are extremely rare, but they could become less unusual due to climate anomalies. But snow isn't the only example of extreme weather in unexpected places. Torrential rains have been recorded in places like the Atacama Desert, the driest desert in the world where it sometimes doesn't rain for years. Yet when the rain does come, it can transform the desert into a carpet of colorful flowers, creating a phenomenon known as the desert in bloom. A natural miracle that, unfortunately, is becoming increasingly unpredictable and rare due to climate change. These events remind us how our planet can be both wondrous and relentless at the same time. Whether it's sandstorms, volcanic eruptions, or extreme weather phenomena, nature shows us every day its power, its beauty, and its dark side. All we can do is observe, study, and prepare ourselves as best as we can to coexist with these powerful manifestations. Knowing that, in every corner of the world, an extraordinary event can overturn our perspective on things. Thank you so much for following along. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like to support us and let us know you want more content like this. I'll see you at the next catastrophe or discovery.